We want to see right there. So you can see.
Made a mess in your store.
You did what?
How long were you there?
I'm sitting there, you're sitting there.
Scarlett.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If everyone could try and find a seat, we have a large turnout, which is not surprising. And if the family could take their seats, we're going to get underway very shortly. Housekeeping rules, fire exits over here to my right. And of course, the exit that you came into the room, washrooms, I believe, are out that door to the left. So as I said, we'll get underway right away.
Sorry.
Say hi. Here, Phil. Naoko. Where is he? Huh?
Wandering. He can sit here. He can sit. He can sit. No, he can sit.
With Auntie Naoko, he's supposed to be there.
Well, there's no room.
Right there.
Huh?
There's a seat there.
Oh,
Nothing to see yet.
perfect.
We're just getting a beautiful view of you for now.
You have room for up to date? Yep. Hey, they have room for Uncle Dave. Just
Uncle
like-
Dave, you're supposed to go over there with Auntie Naoko.
No.
Well, everybody has to sit down so we can figure out what's what. See, 'cause there's two at the door. Right?
We just get here.
Call in. There's 3 seats over there with Auntie Naoko. Where's your dad?
Is there? Are those free? Okay.
Yeah, because those are our Shima tables are over there.
Oh, but my parents are inside. They're sitting there.
Are they?
Oh, wait.
Your parents are sitting right here.
Oh, okay.
There's 3 there, so. Do you know if we can find a picture chair? Yeah, we want to add 2 to the table, actually, because this is the Okay, all right, thank you. I'm not
Chairs around. Do you want this over here? You want it on this table?
Yeah, we'll have. Well, it's a fire thing, right? Fire cold. Yeah,
You could probably have everybody squishing if you need to. I know that this table would not go. That's okay. I'll find out. It's okay. Was there another table?
yeah, right there.
This one over here?
Should I just take this chair there?
Yeah.
I could just take this one there. Just one?
Or do you need 2?
Okay, you're gonna have like this. Okay,
Yeah, they just want
Okay.
You've been rejected.
I think we could get underway. It's unfortunate some of you have to stand, but as I said, I'm not surprised we have a large turnout today. When we lose someone we love, part of us dies with them. This is grief. Grief is the price we pay for love. The remarkable thing, however, is when someone we love dies, they also leave a part of themselves with each of us. Your presence here today is testament to that. That is why we gather today, to celebrate and to honor the remarkable lives of Art and now Tamayose. Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to be with us today. I see lots of familiar faces in the room, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Adrian, and I am the manager of Garden View Lodge. Garden View is a beautiful, thriving seniors community not far from here. It was at Garden View that I met Art and Now in the late fall of 2018. Most seniors that come into Garden View, they come in kicking and screaming. Not Art and Now. They got it, they understood. They figured it out right away. That this was a great opportunity to shed some of the burdens of life. No more yard work, no cooking, no cleaning, and the like. It was a time to sit back and enjoy a simple, fruitful life. I liked Art Now from the start. Sometimes I marvel at how easy it is to find connection with people. Everyone has a story. All you need to do is listen. Art was a farm boy, like myself. His love of sports, especially golf, bonded us early in our relationship. I've been under the weather for the last couple of weeks, and that wasn't much fun. But the good part of it, I was homesick during the PGA Players Championship. So I got to watch it from start to finish, and I thought often how much Art would have enjoyed the fantastic golf from those 4 days. Art was a quiet and thoughtful fellow, and he really, truly enjoyed the simplicity of life at Garden View. Now, on the other hand, was quite a different story. Now and I connected early as well. We shared a love of karaoke. Now sang for us many times, although she always said with humility, "Oh, I'm not very good." Now was a fantastic singer. She also brought to us her love of dance and shared with us her Okinawan heritage and culture. Sadly, we lost Art in September of 21 during the height of COVID. Those were dark days for everyone. But the support I saw from Art and Nao's family warms my heart to this day. I think it was because of that awful time that I truly got to know the Tamayoses as well as I do. So we're going to try and get through our program quickly. We have a number of speakers. Darcy, of course, she laid things out in great detail like she always does. She gave me 4 minutes. Now, Darcy, I thought you knew me better than that. I would need 4 minutes just to introduce myself because I love the sound of my voice. Anyway, speaking of Okinawa, I have a keen interest in those islands, I guess. I'm a history buff. Most of my experience or research on Okinawa was because of the terrible times of World War II. So today we have a speaker who would like to come up and talk to us about Okinawa. His name is Mr. Taka Kinjo, and I hope he will share with us some of the more beautiful aspects of Okinawa. Taka, take it away.
Well, first thing I'd like to say, I'm not talking about Okinawa. And you're lucky you get 4 minutes, I get 3 minutes. So, okay, in 1971, I met Ab-san and Nao-san at Okinawa Cultural Society's Welcome Supper. And when I look at Nao-san, she was calm, soft, strong, and there is elegant. And she was really kind. And when I come to Canada, I was only 18, and I didn't know nobody, and I didn't know culture, I don't know history, and on top of that, I couldn't even speak any English. And you know, your mother and father opened the door for us, me and many other young people from Japan. They opened the door for us, and they invite us many times and tell us about histories and culture and everything what we need. And it's why I didn't go back to Japan after a couple of years. I decided to stay because they did so much for me and so much for many other people. And when I met Nao-san and Art-san, Nao-san was teaching Okinawan culture dance to young people. And she did everything for other people, and that was something to learn. We start living in a fast-paced life, but she always take time. She always do this before her, before him, for somebody else. Yeah. And I think my 3 minutes is just about done. Well, I'm sure they watch you guys, and please think about them very often. And what I can say is, I'm gonna miss your smile. Okay, thank you.
When Darcy emailed me to notify me of her mom's passing, I guess I'm a slow learner. I thought she was inviting me just to be here today. So after about 2 more emails, I finally clued in that she wanted me to speak today. I have a lot of fond memories about Art now. Upon learning of Nao's death, I was reflecting about happier times, and the word that kept coming to my mind was mischievous. And I thought, gee, Adrian, that's kind of disrespectful, isn't it? So I was happy to see that in her death announcement, that she was in fact mischievous. She had a whimsical, childlike joy in her heart. I don't know. She was just a pleasure to be around. Okay, next we have, I think, Nao's brother, Randy Shima, who will be delivering the eulogy. Randy, take it away.
When Naoko returned to Canada in 1953, she was 18 and I was 2. The same age Naoko was when she and our sister Naoko were sent to Okinawa to live with our grandparents. Naoko was born in Hardyville during the Great Depression in 1935 when food was scarce. Our parents ultimately made the decision to send 2-year-old Naoko and her sister Miyoko, age 5, to Okinawa. That moment of separation must have been heart-wrenching for our parents, to have to part with their small children, and the 2 girls likely felt abandoned. When the girls arrived in Hamahiga, Okinawa, they didn't know the strangers with whom they were to live, the language, or the customs of this strange country. Once they were of school age, they walked to the neighboring village of Hana, where they were teased as newcomers because they couldn't speak the correct dialect. Hamahiga, where Naoko grew up, is a very small but idyllic island with white sand beaches, surrounded by crystal clear ocean with year-round warm water temperatures. Some of you may have seen the movie Moana. A couple of weeks ago, we watched this animated Disney movie. I could picture 6-year-old Naoko, like Moana, frolicking in the ocean, eating a small octopus given to her by the fisherman. The small house Naoko would share with her extended family had no electricity, running water, and they often cooked on open flames. Their diet, mostly potatoes. Naoko's daughter, Darcy, writes about this in her master's thesis on the Kika Nisei. Naoko reflects every day, morning, noon, supper, potato. On April 1, 1945, almost 80 years to the day, 10-year-old Naoko would have woken up one morning, looked out into the ocean, and seen hundreds and hundreds of U.S. warships. When she looked up, she would see so many bomber planes that they looked like flocks of small birds. The Japan-U.S. conflict had brought the war home, and Okinawa was caught in the middle. During this most deadly campaign of World War II, the Battle of Okinawa, Hamahiga Island would be bombed repeatedly. The villagers of of Hamahiga were caught in the crossfire, and some sought shelter in the natural caves next to the village. The caves were dark, damp, and cold, and little 10-year-old Naoko was in charge of her frightened 2-year-old cousin. Fire was not allowed, and the fields had been ravaged by soldiers of both sides, so Naoko sometimes ate raw potatoes and wild negi, which is Japanese leeks, coming out only at night to forage for whatever they could find. When the war finally ended, the casualties suffered by the Okinawan civilians were higher than soldiers of both sides and resulted in the loss of almost 1/2 of the Okinawan population. After the war, Naoko was displaced a second time, now back to Canada in 1953 to live with a Canadian family who were strangers, a foreign land with a new language and customs. Naoko always had a strong desire to learn and hoped that in Canada she would attend school. Instead, she was expected to work in the fields. However, Naoko was determined to learn to speak, read, and write English, and to bring her Okinawan culture to southern Alberta. She eventually got a job at Nakagamas, a family instrumental in her return to Alberta. In 1959, Naoko married a fellow Okinawan Canadian, Art Tamayose. Naoko was devoted to Art, her husband of more than 60 years, and to her children, Darcy, Tracy, Ward, Blake, and Natalie, and to all her 18 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Art was a sports nut, and together Art and Now nurtured the children in all sports and also in the culture of Okinawa. Tracy remembers in her poem, When We Were Young, the homemade skating rinks Dad would create and how Mom had worked into the wee hours to make special occasion clothes for all the children. Now still had an insatiable passion to learn and to improve her skill set, whether it was her language skills, singing, odori, bowling, golf, or exercise. She had a singing voice that, according to some, could have been a career. Her thirst for learning English had once led Art to wonder where the grocery money went. It had gone to buy an encyclopedia from a door-to-door salesman. And she loved food. She loved to make Okinawan dishes, but she also loved simple food. Sardines with lettuce, arugula on toast, pickles and rice. She always ate healthy. Naoko was very fit for her age, and she also had a wry sense of humor. I have a picture of Naoko taken only a few years ago when we had come down to visit. To show off her dexterity, she lifted her bare foot onto her kitchen table. I think we're still eating. Naoko's Hamahiga life, the war, the caves being uprooted twice, influenced her nature. Resilient, a passion for knowledge, unfettered caring and compassion, especially for her children. To me, Naoko was the embodiment of Okinawa. Family, food, odori, tenacity. She provided a spiritual connection to our Okinawan heritage. When I remember Naoko, I will always remember her smile and that mischievous twinkle in her eye. There's a Japanese word that perhaps best describes Naoko's resilient nature. It's gambaru. Gambate, the verb, is a word that parents might use to encourage their children. It means to persevere, to stick to it, to battle on in the face of adversity, to never give up, regardless of failures or circumstances. This was Naoko.
Thanks, Randy. I remember that twinkle in Nao's eye very well. Didn't matter if she was well or not feeling well, or she always had that spark. It was whimsical, almost fairy-like. It was very special. So next we have Aaron, who I believe is Blake's son. Do I have that right? And Aaron is going to read to us a letter from Uncle Tony.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aaron Tamayose. I am the third born grandson of Art Now, top 4 Yancha. So I'm pretty surprised they gave me a microphone. Looking at table 2, if you want to guess who the other Yanchas are. It's funny because I got this 2-minute speaking cap, and I was just thinking, Auntie Darcy, you cannot tame a wild horse. So I'm going to do my own thing. I prepared a 45-minute solo presentation, including Ryukyuan song and dance, all in Japanese. So bear with me. However, when I woke up, and in spite of all the late nights in high school and university at Grandma's kitchen table, really trying to learn Japanese, I quite frankly can't speak Japanese. So lucky for you, that plan was scrapped. I also didn't fit into my Ryuso from 1988, so spare you on that one too. Instead, I will stick to my assignment. I am proud to read this letter. It's from a person I always admired growing up. This guy was a real character, businessman, passionate advocate for the Japanese Canadian community. Our Uncle Tony Tamayose, Grandpa's kid brother. Some of my favorite memories growing up were Uncle Tony would come to Lethbridge, sit at the kitchen table. He'd be ripping into Seagrams, of course, telling tales of he and Grandpa growing up, most of which Grandpa didn't want us to hear. So Uncle Tony would entertain, and of course Grandpa would slowly retreat to the living room, to the famous gray lazy boy with a faint, well, I suppose. Lots of really good memories there. So this letter was penned from Uncle Tony to Grandma in the weeks before she had passed. And if I crack up here, it's because I'm really getting into it, and I want it for effect. Dear Now, Kim and I are really sorry to hear that you're suffering pain and not resting well. We are thankful that Darcy has been keeping us up to date. Sitting at my computer and writing this message seems so strange. It is unlike the many times I enjoyed just chatting with you and Art. Those nice, relaxing times. We always just sat around the living room or out in the backyard chatting about the kids, golf, baseball, hockey, and the other things that made us feel good. I always felt so much better after visiting with you and Art. Art was not one to dominate the conversation, but whatever he said and how he expressed himself always made me feel better. Even when we didn't agree, we didn't argue about anything. We just didn't try to change each other's minds. It seemed normal that we would have different opinions on some things, and that was just the way it was. Art's Canadian club, or Molson's Canadian, even made the losing by our favorite player or team less painful. After all, even Tiger didn't always win. The Yankees beating our Brooklyn Dodgers, and the Canadians beating the Leafs. It only took a couple ounces to overcome the pain. But it always worked. Art always had a way of keeping situations simple and straightforward. Now, the first time that our Okinawa community met you and Mio was when you both arrived from Okinawa in 1953. It was such a cheerful and exciting celebration at the Coaldale Community Hall that Shig Goshaman and Jack Miyagi and their group helped to build. The Tamayose family didn't live near the main group of Okinawan families when I grew up, so the community gatherings were always extra special events for Art and I, and the rest of our family. It was always so exciting, like an annual reunion of extended family. The only specific thing I remember about that wonderful day was you being up on that stage, all alone, singing Buttons and Bows. You have been singing and dancing ever since, and we have all enjoyed your wonderful talent. Thank you so very much now. Many decades later, I realize how much you must have craved and dreamt of returning to Canada, and just being with your family. You must have worked so hard just to learn English. Learning and singing the popular American and Canadian songs must have been the only way you would have been able to do it. to master the English language while in Okinawa. You would have been 18 then, Art 19, and I 17. We didn't realize how important our relationships would be to each other. You have been the perfect partner to Art and the perfect mother to your children. You and Art were so lucky to have each other for so many years. Kim and I always enjoyed visiting each other with you. Kim always felt a real part of the Tamayose family when we were with you both. Our children remember the nice visits with you and your family. Kim will be 85 years old next week, and her memory is really failing now. Thank you for being so kind to Kim. Her last memories of the Tamayose family will be good times with your family. Kim always felt so comfortable with you and Art. She trusted you both. I am so sorry I'm not able to travel even to visit with you. Now, you and Art were so important to Kim and I when we needed your trust the most. We will always be so thankful for your understanding and your support. Our children are also helping Kim and I adjust to our challenges as seniors. Therefore, we understand how lucky you are to have the support of your children and family. Remember now, during the 1950s and 60s, when I was away and we could come back to Lethbridge on holidays once a year, remember how I would tease you about your having to introduce me to a new baby every year? Do you remember how I would tease you and tell you, just stop it now? Well, thank goodness you didn't stop. No doubt you're the one most thankful that you did not stop it. The last laugh is yours now. The last laugh is yours. Enjoy your wonderful family now. We will be thinking of you tonight and hoping you're comfortable and able to rest well. Tony and Kim.
A story about sea rooms reminded me what I had in my coffee there. Okay, beautiful words. I think next up we have a video tribute to Art and Now. It's 7 or 8 minutes long, so sit back, enjoy the memories, and if our videographer would take it away.
North, when they moved here. But these aren't the original families. Here's the house.
This corner house?
Not that house, but the original one is, this replaced the original. Because they used to have sumo matches there. Inside the house, they had a ring
Yeah.
made with sandbags and sand in the middle. They used it as a hall. They used to have celebrations there, like New Year's parties. But we lived in there, and they were also using it as a hall. Well, remember they had like coveralls, their clothing, and they had a like a red spot like that side on the back with their uniform, and they used to send one guard.
And they clear that, and they're looking for eggs. So they draw a picture
with the picture of chicken,
on the dirt.
then eggs. They wanted to eat, I guess. They didn't have the chickens.
You didn't have any chicken?
No, no chickens.
You just had your pigs.
And I thought, yeah, gee, if we said no, they're gonna kill us, you know? I was thinking of that. And then Grandpa and Grandma, I don't know why it was two of us that always have to go feed the pig. And my Grandma and Grandpa, when they come back so happy, still alive, I guess.
Is it the loneliness that makes me my heart is like a morning that's most its and try. Hear the cooing of it through the stillness of the night. Whispering pines, whispering pines. Tell me, is it so? Whispering pines, whispering pines. You're the one who knows. My darling's gone, oh, she's gone. And I need your sympathy. Whispering pines, send my baby back to me. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how they do. They're really saying, I
Wow, such memories. One time or another, I don't remember when, Now gave me a little piece of paper with 3 songs on it. She knew I liked to sing. As I said, she knew I liked the sound of my own voice. I'd kill to have that list today, but I believe one of the songs in that tribute, Whispering Pines, I think that's a Johnny Horton song, was on that list. I just don't remember if I ever did get a chance to sing it for her. And surprisingly, sometimes the world is strange. Just yesterday morning, I was singing to myself in my house, "What a Wonderful World." And the device I used to practice at home actually belonged to Now. It's a little 50-watt speaker. When Now decided to leave Garden View, she gifted it to us, I guess. And then in my wisdom as the manager, I decided Now would want me to have that. So I took it. So Darcy is the next one up. Is it a slide presentation? No, that was it? Okay. Okay, so thanks again to all for being here today, to sharing a special time with the Tamayose family, and I could go on for hours. I'm going to turn it over to Darcy to wrap things up.
Hi, everybody. It's so wonderful to see you all, every one of you. And thank you for bringing so many memories. Thank you for coming, everybody. It's just lovely to see you all. In closing, just a special note on how much we appreciate you. Thank you, Adrian, Taka, Uncle Randy, Aaron, and Uncle Tony, and Morton for helping with the video work. Thank you to Tanya and Helly from Christensen Salmon Funeral Home for guiding us through these last weeks. They've been very difficult, so thank you for your patience. And also thanks to Mary and her team and everyone that's helping behind the scenes, and I know there's a lot of you. At this time of shared remembrance of our parents, I want to take a moment on behalf of my siblings, Tracy, Ward, Blake, and Natalie, and our respective families, to thank you all for being here. Your support, your presence, and your kindness throughout a lifetime have been a great comfort and joy to our family. You mean so much to us. Thank you. And please stay a while and visit, and let's all have a bite to eat, okay?
Guys,